Two Canadian guys trying weird beers.
Okay, I'm Ed. This is my son Zach. We're two Canadian guys trying weird beers.
And today I'm feeling a little sense of Dijon mustard.
Dijon mustard?
Yeah. You know, that sense of like experiencing something a second time, although you're not sure. And also there's a hint of vinegar to it.
Am I missing something?
Dijon mustard.
As opposed to deja vu?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not getting it, but that's perhaps that's because I'm old.
It's because it sounds like Dijon.
Oh! Dijon mustard. You know, it's a joke that's far too complicated for my elderly brain.
It's above your pay grade.
Oh yeah. I don't get paid enough to understand jokes like that. Anyway, okay. So we got beers. Why? Because beerness is trueness, and we're here when you don't want an expert opinion.
That's true.
We're trying something different here. We've got a couple of beers we've tried before. One that we've liked, Brauwerk Hoffman Stolen N, and one that we weren't particularly fond of, the whatever yummy Northeast Pale Ale. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare one weird beer that we liked and one weird beer that we didn't like to a classic mass market cheapo beer. The Molson Canadian Lager. That's about as Canadian a beer as you're going to get.
It is as patriotic as humanly possible.
That's it. I'm getting all choked up. I'm getting verklempt. Anywho, so, but before we do this comparison thing, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work because we're just doing it off the cuff. We just kind of made it up.
Yeah.
We kind of said, well, hey, why don't we try this? Because we had two beers that we'd already tried in the fridge. Now, how do we get rid of these beers? By doing a taste test, a comparison, if you will, a science experiment of the beer variety.
Yeah. So what this really is, it's just a fancy way of doing inventory control.
Yep. But before we get to the beers, we got the palate cleanser. In for a penny, in for a provolone. Ah, whew, he.
Tequila's always better when it's warmer. That's what they never say.
But in Mexico, it's really warm. They don't keep their tequila on ice, I don't think. Hey, if you know if they keep their tequila on ice in Mexico, leave a comment down below.
Actually, yeah.
And subscribe. And ring the bell.
There you go.
And tell your friends. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that about covers it.
That covers everything. Help us out, would you? Okay. We tried this. This is from Beyond the Pale. This is called Yummy.
Yeah, it's a Northeast Pale Ale, 5.4%.
And even though we thought the artwork was quite inventive and fun,
yeah,
the beer not so much.
It was not as written for us.
Yeah, and the other beer that we're revisiting is called Stolen N Hoffman Auslander Kolsch style ale from Brauwerk Hoffman.
Yeah,
which is a German beer, I think.
Take a leap of faith.
Yeah, German beer by way of Rockland, Ontario.
Yeah. And, you know, of course, this needs no introduction. Molson Canadian, it's 5... Wait, this is 5%? Damn.
Hey, we don't mess around up here in Canada.
Good old-fashioned Canadian lager.
Yeah, up in Canada where life is cheap.
No, it's not.
Let's start with the Molson Canadian.
Well, I can tell you one thing about the Molson is that it looks like a commercial.
Yep.
Like you can get real up close, and it's got that clean look of like a commercial beer, like a beer in a commercial.
I mean, it looks like a good standard beer.
The smell
It
is...
smells like dusty carpeting.
It smells dry.
Like dusty carpets. Dusty carpets used to be my stage name. Dusty carpets, lady! Carpets match the drapes. Hoo-ha!
So,
okay.
what do you want to compare with first?
Well, let's get the one that we didn't like out of the way,
Okay.
and let's see how. Because I'm curious to see how this stacks up against a standard Canadian lager.
Oh God, the smell of that already just.
Compared to the dusty carpets of Molson Canadian.
Well, right away, look at the color difference on that.
Well, the beyond the yummy beer. I mean, that's a misnomer if I've ever heard one for an IPA. It's cloudy. It's a little more pale. And yeah, it smells like a nightmare.
And this right here is the clearest indication, right, of of the difference between beer types.
So yeah, because I mean this goes through weird because IPAs are brewed differently.
And I mean, I imagine that this is hyper filtered,
Super filtered, mega filtered.
whereas the IPA maybe less so. I don't think that this is. It doesn't mention its filtering process,
But it's usually filtered through a gym sock.
that's not true. That's libel.
Filled with beach sand.
You know, I mean,
From a Canadian beach, which is you don't want that sand filtering your beer. Anywho,
what's wrong with the majestic Canadian beaches of inland Saskatchewan? No, we have. What? Oh, God damn.
I don't know what's going on. You know what?
I'll tell you what's going on. Your stuff is all over the place.
There's nobody calling me. What's going on here?
That wasn't a call.
What was it?
It was a notification sound.
Yeah, but a notification of what?
I don't know.
There's nothing notifying me of anything.
No, at the top.
Where?
All those icons are notifications.
Where? Up here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do you not?
What's that?
Do you,
I touched them,
Okay.
but they don't respond.
Drag it
Oh
down.
boy, how often have I heard that?
drag it down.
Again, sounds like my love life. Oh, this is just stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, no recently used apps.
I'm proud of you. Let's start this. Let's have it untarnished,
Okay.
and because this is sort of the base control that we're setting.
Your standard mass market lager tastes a bit like corn. You figure this would be healthy. You know, it tastes like corn.
Like, not for nothing. You can see why it's mass produced and has popularity because it's just very easy drinking.
And it tastes like corn. Is corn a healthy snack?
I'd say so.
Welcome to the jungle. We got healthy snacks. Gluten-free and meatless. Preventing heart attacks in the jungle. You're in the jungle, baby. I'm the big bopper. And I'm hoping to be the thin bopper by eating healthy snacks.
Hello, Big Bopper.
But I'm hoping to be the thin bopper, the skinny bopper, if you will. And hopefully I won't die in a tragic plane accident.
Does the Big Bopper work for Boeing?
No, but he might have flown in one of their planes. Anywho, okay, that's dark. I don't know if you're a fan of the Big Bopper. My apologies for making light of his tragic death.
Everyone cheer on the Big Bopper for their weight loss journey, unless they're dead.
The Big Bopper died in the same plane crash that Buddy Holly died in.
Wait, the Big Bopper is a real person?
Yes.
What?
Yes. He did the Chantilly lace. You can't really eat it. It's kind of chewy. It might be roughage. Chantilly lace.
That's the guy that did Chantilly Lace was Big Bopper?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just making a character.
No.
I thought you were doing a bit.
No, the Big Bopper was this guy. I think he was a DJ who had Chantilly Lace was his big hit because it starts off with him talking on the phone.
Yeah, the hello, baby.
Oh, honey, you know what I like.
Yeah.
And it's not an IPA,
So,
if I may say.
my apologies to the Bopper estate.
Where woodland rabbits run free.
Seriously, you're talking about the big bopper. I expected just like a giant fat beaver or something.
Beavers are boppers?
Yeah.
Beavers are boppers, but they don't fall down. Okay, now we're just being stupid. And we've got a serious scientific thing here going on. Okay, we tried the other thing, now we tried this thing.
Yeah. You know what? That's not as bad as I remember it.
Yeah. It's definitely got a lot more depth of flavor than the Molson Canadian.
Yeah, it's...
Sorry, sorry, Molson's. But you know, you produce a substandard product.
It's definitely more complex than the Molson.
It is.
I mean, I know that sounds like a really low bar. This is a lot simpler, cleaner corn. This is definitely dirtier, not like bad dirty. You know, kind of like a dirty martini, right?
Yeah. It's a martini that's not wearing pants.
Yeah, like it's still not gonna be my favorite just by the process of it being a bitter IPA.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the style of beer is not to my liking, but it is very tasty, very flavorful. Doing a taste test comparison is quite illuminating.
Yeah.
So should we do the thing?
It's Sugarino time.
That chugged just fine.
It was a pretty good chug. I mean, the bitterness gets in there, but it doesn't blow your head off. So there's a surprise. The IPA that we didn't like the first time around, we're okay with the second time around.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now that we got that out of the way, palate cleanser. Here we go. So the next beer we're gonna compare.
Now, this is gonna be.
This should be interesting because this is a Kolsch style ale, which we liked the first time around.
Yeah.
And we kind of like Kolsch style ales.
And Kolsch is a lot closer to a lager than an IPA is. Yeah. So I'm really curious what the. Whoa!
What have I done? What's going on here? Whoa! Look at all the bubbles. Look at all the foam.
Good Lord!
That's too much head, even for a OnlyFans site. Qu'est-ce qui se passe là?
All right, I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think it's not you.
What the hell's going on here? That's too much head, said the actress to the bishop.
Well, I guess while we wait for the head to calm down, it's just too easy to milk.
Said the actress to the bishop. Oh my God, that's a punchline to everything.
It works.
The universal punchline.
Well, before we have the Kolsch, let's refresh ourselves on the lager.
Okay.
God, it really does taste of corn.
The thing is, I don't think there's any corn in this. They don't even. Do they tell you what's in there? Well, they don't. They don't tell you what's in this beer. Okay. Do we try with all the bubbles?
I guess. You know what? They're not dissimilar.
The Brauwerk Hoffman is pretty tasty. I mean, it's not, but yeah, it's a very clean tasting beer and not too dissimilar from the Molson Canadian Lager.
Yeah,
but you know, this is a Kolsch style beer, and that means it's beer brewed. It's brewed in a small European country of Kolsch, where children grind the grains with their feet in giant vats.
You're making that up.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've seen that Rammstein video.
Put the children to work, I say. The younger, the better. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
You know, I'm going to take a quick sip of one and then a quick sip of the other, and then we'll see.
Yes. Yeah, good call. Okay, they don't go well.
I have to give the edge to the Hoffman Stolen N.
Yeah. Yeah,
When you do them very quick back to back.
they could be very equally enjoyable. This has more flavor. Gonna give another taste to the Auslander.
Oh, I was just gonna say, hey, let's do the thing.
Oh yeah.
It's Sugarino time.
The flavors really kind of expand when you chug it.
The chug really magnified how much better the Auslander is than the Molson.
Yeah.
Like,
So, should we chug the Molson?
I think it's only right.
Yes, I think it's only fair. Okay, so we've done the beers. So I'm a beer explorer because I'm wearing a hat and I explore the dregs of the beers for you, our fan. You know who you are. Hat. Okay.
Now this is going to be a real alchemist brew.
Oh, this is going to be terrifying.
Oh.
That was so thick and swampy. You know, it was brewed in the backwoods of Louisiana, out in the bayou.
You know what that was?
That's beer made by Amos.
You know what that was? That was all the yummy bits.
Ooh. This is gonna be terrifying. I've never been so afraid in my life.
That looks like it came from a canal.
The color, it's kind of like it's trying to be gray and trying to be brown at the same time.
Yep, and it's failing.
That's the best description I've ever heard.
Here we go. We're in the hat. Ah, pray for me.
Hey God, I know I don't talk much, but
Oh my God. Oh my God.
that did it taste as bad as it looked?
That was like unfiltered swamp water through a gator's anus.
Deep down in the bayou. Gotta watch out from the gator water.
I'd rather be hit in the head with a stump. Anywho. Okay, so that was disgusting. We got that out of the way. So now I don't know how we're going to do this, but the movie comparison review thing that you do, what do you say, what do you know how you do, who do you spank?
You know what? I think that there's something to be said about something being both overhyped and underhyped at the same time. You can go into it and think like, this thing's like the talk of the town, but it can't be that good, right? And then you go into it and you see it, and you drink it, and you're like, oh, okay, I get that there is a reason why it's as popular as it is. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you see, you know, some like different iterations of it, the second one, the third one, and you're like, okay, these are like getting divisive. Like either they're better or they're worse, depending on who you ask. But the overall experience is insanely memorable. That's why these get a Godfather trilogy out of 10.
Well, it makes sense. There are 3 beers, the Godfather trilogy out of 10.
Yeah. And not the Grandfather trilogy like I just fucking flubbed.
The Grandfather trilogy. That's on the deep web, kids. Don't go looking for it. No, not unless you want to watch testicles dragging across the floor. Anywho. So,
if you want to watch a trilogy starring Granny Gumjobs?
Sweet, sweet Granny Gumjob. Okay, now we're getting just disgusting.
That's the grossest thing I think I've ever said on camera.
But let's get back to this. You said the Godfather trilogy out of 10. Now, the first Godfather film is a classic.
Yeah.
Second one is also very, very good. Actually, a lot of people think it's better than the first one.
Yep.
Third one, not so much. So the Godfather trilogy, I don't know which one is which. Like, does each beer represent one of the trilogy?
A little bit. I think it represents the general idea of the trilogy in that everyone's going to have a favorite and it's going to be a different one each time.
Yeah. For those of you,
except for maybe 3.
Yeah. For those of you who think Godfather 3 is like the best of the trilogy, we suggest you get professional help.
Congratulations on your bravery for saying that out loud.
Congratulations on recovering from that stroke. Anywho, okay, so we're done. We've had a rousing time comparing beers from our past.
I actually really enjoyed
with beers that are Canadian favorites. Anywho, you like the comparison thing from beers from our past?
I think it was neat to revisit and compare them to something mass market. To really emphasize just how different like small batch brewing is compared to you know the like mass produced stuff, that there is a very marked notable difference.
And I also think it shows I think a difference in our palates. Anywho, okay, so I'm Ed. This is my son Zach. We're the Canadian Guys Trying with Beers.